Magandang umaga sa inyo, Congresswoman.
Good morning!
Good morning, Alvin, and thank you for having me here again.
Opo, linawin nga po natin once and for all para masettle lang kahapon yung pinagbotohan yung impeachment complaint, yung pagbasura ng impeachment complaint laban kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos So, ibig sabihin ngayon officially may umiiral na ba yung 1-year ban na para maghain ng impeachment complaint laban sa presidente o hindi pa rin?
Actually, yung 1-year ban, nag-take effect siya from the time of referral of those two impeachment complaints against President Bongbong Marcos. So that was January 26, 2026. Nag-start mag-run yung 1-year prohibition period.
Okay. So akala ko iira lang yon once na maaprubahan ng plenaryo yung decision ng Committee on Justice.
Liwanagin natin, hindi po binago ng Supreme Court yung Francisco ruling. The referral to the Justice Committee completes the initiation process. It triggers the running of the 1-year prohibition period. And from the time of referral, the House of Representatives cannot anymore entertain or receive subsequent impeachment complaints against the same impeachable official. No? So to your question, Alvin, kailan nag-start yung 1-year prohibition period? Simula po nung ni-refer ng plenary ang 2 impeachment complaints laban sa ating Pangulo sa Justice Committee. And when was that? That was January 26, 2026, no?
So regardless kung ma-overturn man yung decision ng Committee on Justice, walang bali yun. Hindi yun konektado dun. Kahit may 1/3 vote pa na hindi mali yung decision ng Committee on Justice, it doesn't erase the fact na ang 1-year ban rule will commence January 16, 2026.
No, it will not change the date of reckoning ng 1-year prohibition period, no? Kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin about the prohibition period is as to when the impeachment complaint was initiated,
Tama.
no? Maliwanag ang ating jurisprudence dyan. Na-initiate siya from the time of referral by the plenary to the Justice Committee. Regardless of, kagaya ng sinabi mo, ma-reverse ng plenary ang decision ng Justice Committee.
Tama.
The initiation period remains the same. That is January 26, 2026.
Tama. So we're almost finished dito sa impeachment complaint process laban sa presidente. Kasi kailan niyo po yung pagdidesisyonan sa plenaryo, Congresswoman?
Kahapon po ay ating naipadala na sa plenary itong ating committee report kasama ang resolution na nagdi-dismiss ng impeachment complaints laban sa ating Pangulo. But as to when, the same will be included in the order of business in the plenary so that it may be approved or disapproved by the 1/3 votes at least of all the members of the House of Representatives. It will depend really on the Committee on Rules. Pwedeng today, pwedeng bukas, or whenever the Committee on Rules would deem fit to include this committee report and accompanying resolution in the order of business of the plenary. But let me share with our kababayan, the Justice Committee is ready to defend the committee report.
Okay, sige. So, okay na yan. Let's go to the impeachment complaint against the Vice President. Kailan naman po uusad naman ito na mapupunta? Yung ginawa natin sa impeachment complaint against President Marcos, ganyan din po ba yung ruta nito? Hihimayin din in form, in substance, pagbobotohan, the same process?
You will remember, Alvin, no? The first, the second, and even the third, yung final kahapon,
Opo.
against the Vice President, were all filed under the first mode. This is by private individuals endorsed by House members.
Correct.
So to your question, same procedure po ba ang mangyayari? Yes, and as to when mag-start ang Justice Committee, kung kailan po ito i-refer ng plenary sa ating komite. In other words, hanggat wala pong referral ang plenary nitong mga impeachment complaints na ito papunta sa Justice Committee, the Justice Committee cannot take any action on the said complaints.
Okay. So ganun pala yung proseso, Pero kakayanin pong aksyonan ito bago yung break? Kasi may break somewhere in March, di ho ba?
Nakalimutan ko na naman i-check kung kailan eksakto yung break.
Alam ko may break eh. May Holy Week break dyan eh, somewhere.
Yes, I understand we have a break. This is one thing na kailangan din nating liwanagin, no? Because the Honorable Supreme Court has, with its recent resolution, the January 28, 2026 resolution, changed the definition of session day for purposes of impeachment, di ba? It does not necessarily follow the practice of the legislature when we speak about session day, no? Under the new definition, session day is equivalent to a calendar day so long as the House of Representatives holds session. Ang question, Alvin, paano pag nag-recess?
Kaya nga.
Di walang session, di ba? So how do we count now the number of session days, no? And even the Justice Committee, I agree, is affected by that decision, by that definition, because we are bound to finish the proceedings before the Justice Committee without going beyond the period of 60 session days, no? Dapat sa nalolooban ng 6 na session days, makapag-submit kami sa plenary ng report with respect to the impeachment proceedings. Alvin.
Kaya nga po, so paano kayang gagawing diskarte? Or the other way, hindi ba pwedeng yung 1/3? Di ba may ganyang mode din? Is it possible, Congresswoman, na mag-shift sa ganong mode? Or pag nasimulan mo na yung ganitong mode, nakatali ka na dyan?
Tama ka doon, Alvin, no? It's either magkaroon ng transmittal to Senate via 1/3 or ma-refer sa Justice Committee kung alin ang mauna. Because these are the two ways of initiating an impeachment complaint. Either the plenary via 1/3 vote at least of all the members of the House would transmit the impeachment complaint to the Senate directly, or yung impeachment complaints would be referred by the plenary to the Justice Committee. Pero ipaalala natin, Alvin, even that second mode, the 1/3 vote or signature of at least all the members of the House, ay marami ng requirements ngayon under the decision and the subsequent resolution of the Supreme Court, no? Ito pong kung tawagin natin for the past impeachment processes ay express lane is not that express anymore. Kapagkat ayon po sa Supreme Court, number 1, dapat nakalakip ng ebidensya. Number 2, dapat sufficient ang evidence to support the impeachment complaint. Number 3, dapat mag-issue ng notice to the respondent, and the respondent should be given time to answer. Number 4, the physical copy of the complaint along with the evidence should be given to the individual members at the time of the approval of the impeachment complaint in the plenary. And of course, no, number 5, we should give ample time to the individual members to assess, study the impeachment complaint along with the evidence before they arrive to their respective judgment. Itong 5 ito, Alvin, are formalities that need to be observed before transmitting the impeachment complaint to the Senate, no? So, totoo, hindi naman ipinagbawal ng Supreme Court yung second mode. However, may mga requirements na kailangan sundin bago i-transmit itong impeachment complaint sa Senado. And that was not present in the previous practices, Alvin.
So most likely, hindi yun yung mode na gagamitin for the impeachment ng Vice President, Congresswoman. Based on your assessment, mukha likely na ang gagamitin ay itong dadaan sa pagsusuri ng Committee on Justice.
You are correct, Alvin. As a matter of fact, at the onset, from the very start, nasa first mode talaga sila. So, no way na mag-shift sila doon sa second mode, no? Let us remember, doon sa first mode, the impeachment is filed by a private individual endorsed by the House members, no? Ito yon. I think the first, the second, and the third are all filed under the first mode, if I am not mistaken, Alvin, no? I do not have yet the copy of these complaints, but that's what I see from news na merong private individual complainant tapos ini-endorse siya ng House members. So that makes their impeachment complaints fall under the first mode of filing an impeachment complaint.
Okay, very good. Sana ganyan lahat magpaliwanag. Napakalinaw. Propesoran dating. Congresswoman, thank you ha. Wag po kayong
Thank you,
magsama sa
Alvin.
amin. Maraming salamat po and keep up the good work. Ano po?
Thank you and good morning sa lahat ng televiewers ng ating Gising Pilipinas. Tama ba?
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you,
Freshness.
Alvin.
Freshness si
Freshness.
Congresswoman.
Good morning, ma'am.
Maraming salamat si Congresswoman Jervy Luistro po na ikalawang distrito ng Batangas. At miyembro po dati yan ng prosecutor panel ng impeachment trial naman ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Teka muna.